Alright, what's good, guys? Welcome to the third episode in the series of Max and Friends. Today I'm just going to be kind of talking about what high school was like for me. Believe me, it was a trip. Anyway, let's get this shitty booty ass intro going. Let's get wavy, baby!
Whoa, I be jumping in the water, scuba diving, asking if she want a perky just to get a little higher. I'm a roller.
This is going to be the story about how I gave everyone in this class an A, right? And it wasn't illegal per se, but, so alright, here's what happened. What happened was, I was in a college course, right? In my high school, you could have the option to be enrolled in college courses and high school classes at the same time. It was ass. A lot of kids thought it was stupid, they quit it. But one day, this teacher, he decided to, what is it? He wanted me to print something for him in the main office. So this dude gives me his username and his password to log into our grading system. You know what? I thought it was time to get something going. And so I logged into our grading thing, and I just had the student portal. And then some dude in my class said, "Hey, the teacher's used a different one." I said, "Say less." I hopped on that bitch, looked at my paper. That bitch wasn't looking so high. I had a C. I said, A+, nigga. Like, I couldn't just do my grade, because then this nigga was like, "Look, this nigga ain't that smart. What the fuck?" So then I just started like going randomly, just bumping the assignment up by like 6 points or so, and pretty soon, you know, it started to catch on at the school. Kids were like, "Hey Max, can you bump up my grade?" I'm like, shit, I might as well. I would do it in this nigga's class. I just stopped giving a fuck. I stopped turning shit in. Actually, I didn't stop turning shit in. I just like stopped caring about it as much. Alright, so let me get back into it. So after everyone's grades started going up like little increments, it was fine. What pissed me off about it the most were we were fucking cool the entire semester until the last day of the class. This dude said that someone's mom texted him, or no, fucking emailed this nigga saying my daughter's grades are not accurate. I'm like, really, nigga? So I'm like, okay, cool, this nigga doesn't know it's me. I should be fine. This fuck-ass dude in my class, he was not even in this program, mind you. He had nothing to gain or lose by telling this nigga this. He said, "Oh, Max did it." I'm like, are you fucking serious, dude? Dude, I was mad about it. I had to talk to this nigga afterwards. I had to talk to the fucking dean of students at this college. And let me show you guys what happened with that.
Alright, Max, so tell me about what you did.
I just kind of, messed with some grades a little bit, because they just kind of told me to do it. They said if I did it, they'd tell on me.
Well, that's a shame. You really should have just told us sooner. You know, we could have helped you out.
Alright, so, what do you think's gonna happen?
Well, this is the second worst thing that's happened.
Here, mind you, the first worst thing was someone called in a bomb threat. They didn't even bomb that bitch. I'm like, not shit happens here. What the fuck? But then what happened was I was on like a year probation from going on the campus. But I mean, I wasn't gonna go there. It's a fucking community college. Like, I've had my eyes set on 4-year university since like fucking 3rd grade, dude. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I ended up being a C+ in the class. I'm like, shit, okay. I pretty much had like a C+ effort in there, so I wasn't stressing about it too much. But yeah, that's the story of how I gave everyone an A and how that shit just got fucked up right at the end. It was messed up. Alright, so for the second story I'm gonna be telling you guys, I'm gonna tell you about how I had I'm gonna tell you guys about fucking Pod Racers Incorporated. What Pod Racers Incorporated was, I'm gonna put the screenshot of my fucking shit right here. It's gonna be right here. That was my list of prices, right? I had whole advertising campaigns for this bitch. So what I noticed was that in our high schools, there's a fucking huge vaping epidemic. That shit's unparalleled. I started vaping in high school. I got this when I was in high school. But anyway, the thing was, I'm like, damn, these kids can't buy their own shit. So then I had this fucking eureka moment, this discovery. I'm like, I could capitalize on this. So shit, I could make some money while I'm up here. And so what I did was, my friend gave me like a good fucking I don't know what it was, like 40 empty pods. And I was selling each pod for $3 a pod, so like 12 for 4, which honestly, that's not bad. But the thing about this store was that like, I didn't run it out of my locker. Cause that's sketchy as fuck. Like, let's say someone just puts a combination in, they're like, let's see what this nigga got. They're like, yo, what the fuck? Dude, they would have called security and got my ass out of there. So what I did was I just kept it in my pencil bag, and I would just sort what flavor it was by what cap it was, or I usually did it by like made to order, because I just refilled pods. That shit's easy. You just take some juice, like, I mean, you just use any juice. You can use mango, fucking cotton candy, berry cheesecake, pink lemonade, Fruit Loops, watermelon, snickerdoodle. What else I have? Berry, blast. I don't think there's anything else that I had, to be honest. But the only thing that happened with it was like, I made like a good $130 off of it, like total. So, I definitely made more than that. Cause then kids would like, they just start telling their friends about me, and I'm like, okay, shit. They text me to come into their class. I'm like, I was a senior, dude. I did not give a fuck about leaving a class. I only had 2 classes a day my first semester, and I wouldn't even go to the first one. And I just said, yeah. Sometimes I'd go to the second one. I mean, the second one was Spanish, and since I had to learn Spanish to go to college, I was a little bit more incentivized to go. First one was orchestra, and mind this. Our orchestra was shit. There was probably like 8 good kids in there. The other 80% of the rest were okay, and the other 20% were just fucking dog shit, bro. Mind that. So like fucking February of freshman year to October of senior year, I'm like, these niggas suck. These niggas fucking suck. And so I just kind of wanted to quit. And with orchestra was, we had choir with it. And now, I was kind of a choir kid. I always liked choir way more than fucking orchestra. And so this class started at like 8:25. At 9:15 we would go to choir until like 9:55. And so what we would do is we would just fucking like pull up at 9:14. Just walk in there and say, "Aw, shit, we're too late. We gotta go." The choir teacher, he started getting on our ass about it. He's like, "Dude, go to your class." I'm like, I don't wanna, dude. It fucking sucks. But shit, what the fuck was I talking about? How the fuck I talk about? Oh, dude, I just went way off track. I completely forgot I was talking about the Juul pod thing. But yeah, the Juul pod thing wasn't bad. I just kind of got addicted to that shit, to be honest. I mean, honestly, I live with it. It's not awful. I mean, I would rather be addicted to vaping than cigarettes, to be honest. I mean, true, they're both tobacco products, and nicotine is involved in that, which like fucks with your brain, but tar in my lungs? Nigga, tar belongs in pits and on these fucking streets, not in my body, nigga. What the fuck? Anyway, that's it for the pod racer story. I'm gonna come up with some other story I got. Anyway, this is the story of how I got arrested. Let me give you guys a little bit of background leading up to this, right? I think the first time I ever smoked was like, shit, when was it? It was like the very end of junior year, going into senior year. Or not even going into senior year, it was like end of May, junior year. I started getting high as fuck. Pretty much the whole summer, I had a job at a Steak and Shake, so I was a server, and I just pretty much had money on me every day. So I was smoking every day. And just coming into school year, I've been on this 3-month fucking bender, and I wasn't gonna stop there. I got used to being high. I'm like, shit, I can do it high. First month of school, we didn't have a problem. And then the day came, September 27th, 2018. So what happened was, since I only had like 2 classes a day, and I was a senior, my mom trusted me to go to school by myself, which I usually did. I would just take the city bus because I didn't have a car at the time. But then after a while, my friends started picking me up because this nigga smoked too. So every day, we just go to school high as fuck. And on this particular day, I bought a quarter the day before. So I just had all this fucking weed, and I'm like, damn, I want to smoke that shit. And then fast forward to the next day, I went through about half of it. And you know, usually like we left right at noon, so I didn't want to like, you know, take it with, you know, leave it at home Because, I mean, that's just gas money. And that was shit I didn't feel like spending. So I brought it with me in my fucking locker, dude. It was just in my backpack. It wasn't just in my backpack, like nothing else. I put it in a bag. And then I put it inside of another bag. And inside of that bag, I sprayed Febreze. I put it inside of another bag. And I put that shit inside of yet another bag. And I put that shit in a fucking jar. So I go to my second class, right? The security officer walks in just like this. Your time has come, little nigga. I'm like, fuck. So then I just walked down to the principal's office, and they said, Max, said, the hallway reeks of marijuana. We triangulated the source of the smell to your locker, and we found your bag. I'm like, aw, shit. They said, is there anything in this bag we should know about? I'm like, I might as well be honest. Here's exactly what I told them. Alright, so, in the back pocket, there's a bong, 2 barbecue lighters, 3 normal lighters, a couple swishers, my flask, which has water in it. I just drink water out of it, which I really did. I wasn't just fucking getting drunk and going to school. And, shit, what else was in there? I think that was it. And then the weed, of course. They called my mom, and my mom had an idea that I was smoking, and she knew. And then the principal called her. He said, hello, Mrs. Milton. So your son has, been caught with marijuana at school. We'd like you to come over right away. So did you know he smoked? And then this nigga hung up. And he's like, well, your mother doesn't know. I'm like, Mom, we're doing it like that, Mom? Shit. And when it like that, I mean, lie my fucking ass off, dude. Dude, they said, well, we have reason to believe that you've been selling here at the school. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you guys can check the cameras. You see me just like, I don't even have a car. The fuck am I selling out of? Just in the parking lot or in the bathroom? I'm like, you guys saw this shit in the hallway. You guys found this in the hallway, which means I clearly didn't have shit to do with it at that time. It just happened to be in there. Which, that was a misjudgment on my part. But yeah, anyway, my mom gets there. My mom's in there. They start fucking interrogating my ass. And this nurse, she comes in and I'll show you guys, like, from the camera's eye view. She's like, she's just looking in my eyes. She's like, wow, your pupils are really small. Are you sure you're not on anything else? I'm like, bitch, no. She's like, well, his pupils are really small and we think he's on a pill or something. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious? And then the principal asked me the question that just fucked me. He's like, are you high right now? I was just sitting there baked as fuck, dude. My eyes, the nurse said my eyes were glassy. Had my eyes been red, we would have had a problem. So I just said, no, I'm not. And then my mom's just looking at me, and she's like, damn, this nigga's fucking up. I'm like, ah. So then we fast forward a little bit longer. They said, well, Max, this is kind of a lot of weed, so we had to alert the authorities. The school police officer walked in. This nigga started reading me my rights. He said, you have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. My mom started crying, bro. I said, I'm not gonna lie, I started crying too. And it wasn't because I was getting arrested. My mom fucking brought this up later that day. She said, like on the car ride home from the police station, she said, you cried because they took your weed, didn't you? I'm like, yeah. And as soon as my niggas got out from school, I smoked later that day. But that was the day I found out my mom smoked too. And she did not have a problem with me smoking. I'm like, the only reason I had it there was mainly so it wouldn't stink up my house. But she's like, Max, it's okay. I'm like, say less. And, yeah, that's the story of how I got arrested. Alright, boys and girls, here's the time for my final story. How I got my fucking eyebrow scar. Here's what happened. I never really had a date for a high school dance. I mean, if I did, it was ass. It was just straight up shit. This one was, it was alright, I guess. Well, let me tell you guys what happened. So I go to prom with her, we dance a little bit, and then we dip. And then I go to her house for a little bit. Actually, no, first we went to my house, so then we could change to go to a bowling alley afterwards, because that's what a group of my friends had wanted to do. And so we're just there, nothing happens, like fucking naturally, dude. No shit ever happens in my house. But then we go to this bowling alley, we play, and dude, I glance over at her phone for a fucking second, for a millisecond. She has a boyfriend. I'm like, what? Like, really, bitch? So then, dude, I just kind of stopped talking to her for the rest of the night. I mean, that's kind of mean, but I'm like, really? That's so fucking stupid. But thing was, she was my ride, and my friend had already had a full car. Fucking people in the front and like back seats. I'm like, these niggas, all of them have cars, but okay, carpooling, cool, save the planet, whatever. And so I'm like, fuck it, I'll just get in the trunk. Because I mean, I had ridden in the trunk before, but they were always empty. This fucking trunk had so much shit in it. So I'm like in here all fucking in the fetal position, all cramped and shit. I'm like, alright bro, shut it. I'm about to use my inhaler. So you guys know when you open the back of a car, I'm gonna put a picture of it like right here, those little metal hinges. This is what that nigga did. He shuts that bitch hard as fuck. It says, dunk. I'm like, ah, shit. That fucking hurts. And then I move my head, he shuts it again. Suddenly I ask myself, when is it time to worry? When it still hurts, should I worry? When my face feels wet, should I? When I touch it and I see blood, should I worry? The answer to all these questions was, yes, nigga, you gotta let them know. I'm like, guys, I'm pretty sure I'm bleeding back here. They're like, what the fuck? They stopped. They looked at me, fucking blood all over my face. Because whenever you get cut in your face, that shit bleeds like a motherfucker. So I go back into this bowling alley. I'm like, hey, do you guys have any band-aids? They're like, shit, you've been having too much fun. And mind you, until I got to the hospital, I did not look at it. I didn't know how bad it was. I thought it was fine. I thought it was like just a little cut. Just a cut that bled a lot. No, bro, you fucking see this? That was a gash. I think I'm gonna put in the video of like the stitches I got after it. Cause dude, it hurt for a long time. I had to get 5 stitches in it. But like, I was still all bleeding and shit. We were just driving. I had to call my dad. Mind you, it's like 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, Dad, you have my medical card? This nigga says, yeah, why? I'm like, well, I fell outside in a parking lot and I'm bleeding kind of a lot. This nigga said, alright, I'll meet you at the hospital then. And now we're driving. This nigga in the back seat, this fucking fat fuck. I had a Sprite from McDonald's because we'd like, I don't know, we'd went like kind of on the way there. No, not on the way there. It was like before we went. Or before I started bleeding, I went to McDonald's and I had a Sprite. I went with my date. Yeah, we got like little toys too. I think it was when Endgame was coming out. Because I got a little Iron Man and she got like a Hulk or some shit. But I had my Sprite, I was just sipping on it. And these dudes were just in the back fucking doing a cart rotation. I'm like, bro, let me hit it. They said, no, you're going to the hospital. No, no. I'm like, bitch, I'm in pain. Let me get it. They said, no. And this fat ass in the back seat, let's say this is it. He says, yoink. They start drinking my fucking Sprite. My large Sprite, dude. This nigga puts it back, and I'm too focused on, like, my fucking face is bleeding. I should be worried about putting pressure on it than what's exactly going on back there. And this nigga gives me back this empty-ass cup. I don't think anything in my life has ever made me as mad as that. A nigga starts bleeding from the face, and you drink his fucking Sprite. That was the pettiest shit that I have ever had in my life. I mean, it was fine, because, I mean, we were friends. We still kind of are friends. I don't talk to him very much, because, you know, I'm out here living in college. But I was mad as fuck about it, dude. I mean, I think they did. No, they didn't let me hit the cart. They did not. So I had to go through that bitch all sober and shit. And I was sober when that shit happened. It hurt so much. But I get into the hospital. We go in there, and I'm just like, yeah, my fucking eyebrows fucked. I walked up to the lady at the desk. She said, what seems to be the problem with you today? I'm like, look at me. Look at this gauze. I had bled through the gauze like maybe 2 minutes into the car right there. So then I go into like the little waiting room where the nurse checks you out, weighs you. She weighs you, does all that, takes your blood pressure, asks you what's going on. And I'm like, well, I fell in a parking lot. I think I fell on some glass or something because my eye is clearly fucked up. And she's like, all right, we'll get you into the room immediately. And then I go into this room. It's still late as fuck. My dad, that nigga just looked mad. I'm like, what? Why? Like, you think I wanted this? I'm like, hey, Dad, have you ever gone to you? Said, nope. I'm like, my mom has, so I didn't really give a fuck. And then we get in, this dude said, what'd you say you fallen again? I said, I think I fell in a parking lot. This nigga said, well, that must have been one clean parking lot. There's no dirt or anything. I'm like, yup, spotless. So this dude, he like gives me the Novocaine so this nigga can put the needle through my skin. I'm not like, nigga, chill out. So yeah, he injected that in my eye real quick. He said, shh. And then started putting the stitches in, put 5 in. Well, semi-long story short, like a week or so later, I got them taken out. And then, dude, this scar is still here. It's probably gonna be here till I die. Some people say they like it. I honestly, I don't know. I kind of don't, cause it just reminds me of that stupid shit, dude. But anyway, that's it about how I got shot in the trunk. Guys, I hope you alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my story time for the day. You know, you got something out of it, thought it was funny, got a chuckle or two. What? Outro time, Nyago.
Get you like spaghetti, it's me waffling the wicked, but my bitches just call me petty. Had that sauce on my body, I'm finna blow just like a fit. And all you niggas ain't about it, I'm really special, stupid ready.